Well, there's some suggestion that they don't want to put anything out in public, and in Joe in particular, because there's already a rumor making the rounds that his job may be in jeopardy. There may be a faction on the board that's already broached the discussion of whether he should resign or not. He may have left after another season or so. The question is whether he'll try to dig in his heels, I suppose, and overcome this because of what it means long-term to his legacy, or whether he will indeed be forced out. Well, there's no way to minimize the importance of the program, and Joe was the architect, at least the architect of its rise to prominence. I think more people know Penn State because of the football program than the fact that it's one of the great research universities in America. As to how it may impact his legacy, it's going to be a very interesting question, because here's a man with 4 decades and counting stewardship, 2 national championships, arguably 2 more that he should have had, and maybe even more importantly, a guy who ran an almost impeccably clean program. Very few problems here. He was never a guy to cut corners. He was known as old school, and he did things in that very old school fashion. The question is whether he kept a lot of the disciplinary matters inside the program itself, and this is probably the first breach. This is certainly the first significant breach of something like that. Moving forward is going to be very tricky. I mean, the problem is there's a lot of moving parts to this story right now. There's, in addition to a criminal indictment, there's the question that overhangs everything, which is who knew what and when did they know that? We haven't gotten very sufficient answers up to now. Even the prosecutors seem to be flummoxed in some ways by the testimony, where it led, why no one, even beyond their legal responsibility, why no one took an ethical stand on any of this. And so I think the university finds itself really pinned in a lot of different corners, and until some of those pieces are fixed, I think it's going to be very hard to figure out where to step forward. One thing that would have been interesting is just to get Paterno's take on this, because so far we've really got a statement and we've got his response to in a deposition, but it doesn't really tell us, again, the most important question: what did he know about Sandusky's habits, and when did he know that thing?